Yeah. What's the deal? What's the deal? It's your boy who is in down, and we back talking sports. Shout out to Dreamers Pro. We got Fat Lock again. I told y'all every time he say something, I'm going to say something. So now he's going at his kids and trying to infer, insinuate, and overblown one of Shiloh's comments about,
And Dion's son not following the lead of his dad because Dion spoke first and then Shiloh comes in afterwards, not mirroring the attitude of his dad, actually says, if I see him, and he says it with a smile, but he says it still. He just wrote a check that if he sees Henry Blackburn, there could be trouble. Once again, Henry Blackburn lives in Boulder, Colorado. There's a chance over the next year or two that they may see each other. And Dion's son has written a check. Does he plan on cashing it? This kind of back and
Why are you trying to infer something? Nobody else is talking about this, bro. You're trying to infer something that has nothing to do with anything, bro. Dion's sons are not going to jeopardize anything that has to do with their dad or their self and their future. Because if that was the case, why didn't they do anything on the field? He could have did something right on the field. The only person that came up there was Shador, and they had to hold him back. So it's clear that they're very well coached, and they do have their dad, everything that their dad has. You have nothing else better to do. You went from he's going to fail to now he's running his mouth and everything like that. It's going to end. You go from that to he's insecure. He's like a 29-year-old woman. Like you go from you said he was gonna fail a couple months ago and said he gonna set back black coaches. Now he 3-0. Now you trying to criticize his son and every this and that has nothing to do with him winning football games. You're a piece of shit, bro, and this is sad, bro.
Back and forth talking again. When you invite the entire rap world,
why does that matter?
You know what comes along with the rap world? Beef. You know what happens when...
Bro, what the fuck is wrong with this coon ass nigga? Ain't no rappers that he got on the sideline bringing no beef or bringing nothing but pure joy and bringing nothing but support there. You got Lil Wayne, The Rock over there, Offset over there. Ain't none of them brought none of that over there. Master P all on there. What are you talking about, bro? You are a jealous, disgusting individual. You're jealous of Prime. You're jealous that he is being successful like this. He hopped in on Power 5 school and just is being successful right now. And you hate it. You hate all the love that he's getting, all the attention that he's getting, all the attention that he's demanding without faking it.
When there's beef in the rap world, violence. We've seen plenty of it. That whole mentality. And this is where Dion promotes a lot of Christian values, but what is he actually injecting into his program? Rap values. And so his son,
No, he's not.
Sure, I said it with a smile, and of course,
bro, something is wrong with this cat,
Dion's mentality. He's not marrying Travis Hunter's mentality. And so, as Shamika likes to say, I'm a fruit inspector.
Something is wrong with this dude,
Deion Sanders' son is Dion's fruit. What does that fruit sound like? What
you talking about Deion Sanders every day on your podcast? You have nothing else to talk about. Nobody gives a fuck about what you are talking about. You are not entertaining. Nobody cares about how smart and articulate you think you are. Because at the end of the day, you're not entertaining. Nobody wants to fucking hear you. That's why they got you off of. That's why they cut you off of Speak for Yourself, and everything went up.
Like what Dion's talking about, and does it raise questions about, oh, this is what Dion's saying in front of the camera. What's he saying behind the scenes to his actual team? Because his son.
You can watch the documentary, Fatso.
Is saying something completely different. I find it interesting. Let's note that and remember that. The last thing I want to talk about as it relates to fruit inspection, and when I talk about the values being instilled, reinforced, promoted within the Colorado football program, and I want to.
He's grasping at the air, bro. He can't talk about them losing or his coaching, so he's trying to talk about what he's injecting into his program. Or is his son going to try to attack Henry Blackburn? This is a man who, I guess, said he was supporting Dion. No, you were not. You go against every black person you possibly can, bro. You're a coon. That's why I call you Jason Whitelock. You wish you was white, but you couldn't be. You didn't know which way to do. The white people don't accept you because you're black. And the ones that do accept you, you want to be accepted by the black community, but you couldn't relate. And you was a lame, so now you're stuck in the middle. No matter how much you pander to other races, you're still black.
Once again, examine the fruit. Shedeur Sanders, who is a hell of a quarterback, hell of a player. But he's also arrogant. And if he were white, people would be calling him arrogant and a punk.
He's not arrogant. He's confident.
Kind of like Christian Laettner. And that's why I make the Duke comparison. The Colorado is the Black Devils. You know, Duke is the Blue Devils. Colorado is the Black Devils. This arrogance. And so I read a USA Today story about Shedeur Sanders, who's already driving a Maybach. And they got a story now. He wants a Rolls Royce. And Dion actually had.
I have moderate to severe Crohn's disease. Now there's Sky Rizzy.
Sky is a clown, bro. Straight clown.
Had Tom Brady call his son to tell him he didn't need a Rolls Royce. Shedeur is the kid that pregame, big gold chain, the game. That's Shedeur Sanders, the Christian Laettner of Colorado football.
Christian Laettner was never as good as Shedeur is right now. He was never as good as Shedeur is right now. You're just a hater. You're just upset that he's not losing, so now you're trying to find something else to complain about. You can't complain about him losing, so you itching to wait till he lose, so you can be like, see, I told you he finally has some real competition. I'm just waiting for him. We already know what's coming. They waiting for Prime to lose so they can finally, okay, nah, gotcha.
Does anybody remember how people felt about Christian Laettner? Anybody remember that? I certainly do.
I certainly
remember all the names that Christian Laettner was called. Christian Laettner was a beast in college basketball. A beast. One of the most accomplished college basketball players of all time. Legitimately. But he was known as an arrogant punk. That's what I see in Shedeur Sanders.
An arrogant punk. So now you calling his son an arrogant punk. I think you're a piece of shit. I think you're a fat piece of shit. And a lot of people do. You're a failure. That's what you really are. Because as much as Shedeur Sanders gonna be making more money than you. He probably making more money than you is right now. You on YouTube can't even get more views than Dreamers Pro. You can't even get more views than Ticket. You've been demoted. You've been humbled a lot. You've never been the main event. You've never been talked about as much as Coach Prime was. Shedeur Sanders. And now you call him an arrogant punk? You don't even fucking know him. You hate yourself. You're jealous. Your jealousy is spilling over. You can't stop talking about them. And what's the worst part is they're never going to respond to you. You're a peon to them. You small potatoes. You're a straight peon to Prime. You're a peon to Shedeur Sanders. Straight peon. You're not on television, so ain't nobody really worried about what you're saying. But the content creators like me, Ticket, Dreamers Pro, Too Raw, we got time for you. I know a lot of y'all say don't respond to him or don't make videos about him. You know, it's not helping. No, he gets this smoke. You're not just gonna sit around and watch him just run his damn mouth like this.
See, my perception or my
fuck your values and perception.
The way that I evaluate, it's not predicated on.
Yes, the fuck it is.
It's predicated on and want and not taking an objective view on what they're seeing from Colorado and Deion and his sons.
They are winning 3-0. He can't talk about what's going on the field, so he's trying to, talk about what's going on off the field and paint his sons as thugs and paint Deion as a scam artist or his religion as fake because he's jealous. I keep telling y'all, he can't stand it. He cannot stand that Deion Sanders is 3-0. He had to wait the first week, then wait the next week, then wait the next week.
Their values aren't consistent. Their values are...
You don't know them or what their values are on.
Based on skin color. And so they can't see the Christian Laettner in Shedeur Sanders. And when I say Christian Laettner, for those of you not as old as me, I'm talking, this dude was an incredible college basketball. To the height, seeing Shedeur Sanders, out. But his attitude, that arrogance, that privilege, that entitlement, looks just like Christian Laettner.
It doesn't. He's black. Christian Laettner is white. Christian Laettner will never, no matter how much entitlement you think he got, he still can get killed by a cop because he's black. They still gonna look at him as less than because he's black. Racism still is in America. You fat piece of shit.
And so, I'm a food inspector looking at Deion.
You ain't nothing but a fat piece of shit.
Contradicting his father and throwing gas on a beef that Shedeur, Deion's, and privilege. If you took the time to go to Deion Sanders Jr., if you took the time and go look at his social media feed and all the different things he tweets out, it's not a good look. It's not a good look.
Why are you so worried about this nigga kids, bro? Why are you so worried about his kids? You were so worried about Deion Sanders and worried about his kids. You are obsessed with Deion Sanders. Now your kids is off limits. You don't go after nobody kids. You don't have none because no woman wants your fat ass. You only can get white women. Black women don't give you the time of day. Shit, Hispanic women probably don't give you the time of day. You're nothing. And you will never be nothing. You fail at everything you do. You weren't good at Fox Sports. You thought you was worth something. They wasn't gonna pay you. Now you on YouTube. You said Deion was gonna fail. He's 3-0. Now you looking for the segue to talk about his sons and what his sons is doing. Even though they 3-0 and they won one game last year. And the game that they just played was the most viewed game in ESPN history. And you can't take it. You can't take Deion's success and he's doing it his way. You trying to condemn another man and worry about his faith. But what about you? I already put out the Leon Lonnie Love video. Yeah, with Jason and all those women. And he's supposed to be a Christian guy. Go check that video out.
And so when you hear me questioning like, hey, what are the values being promoted here? What's being reinforced? What's being instilled in these young people?
So you heard what Jason Whitelock had to say.
Something is wrong with him, bro.
This man said a lot of things that I have to say that I totally disagree with. Vehemently disagree with. He was making it seem like Shador's arrogance was somehow a black thing. Like it's black athletes that are this arrogant and all of this stuff. But then at the same hand, he was using Christian Leitner as an example of someone that's arrogant. And I'm like, but they've been arrogant athletes all throughout the annals of sports forever.
Thursday night football on Prime.
Exactly.
It's on.
Shador Sanders ain't the first arrogant college athlete.
Are you a low?
He just tried to make a point like that because he does not like Deion Sanders. Anybody connected to Deion, he's going to try to make it seem like that's bringing him down. Because I told you, he can't go off of what's going on the field because they 3-0. He has nothing to say. That's why everybody been waiting for this game because they're waiting for Colorado to lose. So if Colorado was to win this game, oh, the haters is gonna cry. They gonna cry in the car like red. But you going off of this man's son, bro. Deion better than me because now you gotta come see me. I'm not even gonna lie to you. You talking about my sons? Deion is a better man than me, and then Prime not worried about him. Ain't none of them worried about him. But I'm sorry, me and how I am. You gotta come see me. You speaking on my sons. You gotta come see me.
Muhammad Ali was arrogant. Larry Bird was arrogant. Tom Brady was arrogant to a certain extent. Michael Jordan was arrogant. It's what makes these guys. These guys have huge egos. So of course they're going to be arrogant. What that has to do with the football game, only Jason Whitelock and the good Lord in heaven knows what that has to do with the football game.
Nothing.
He then goes to the next level where he now starts questioning the things that Deion Sanders Jr., I think his name is Deion Sanders Jr., posts on social media.
He's a grown-ass man.
I'm like, why are you going this far? You've questioned every single aspect about the coach. Now you're questioning various aspects about his children and in turn questioning his parenting. What does that have to do with a bloody thing that's taking place on the field?
What I just say. He's looking for an angle. He has nothing. He doesn't have any angle, bro. He's looking for an angle. Okay, I can't talk about what's going on the field. he just keep winning. I thought he was gonna lose, but he won again. So let me go after his son. That's my last thing. Only a piece of shit would do that. He gripping at the air. He grasping at the air. He has nothing else to really fall back on. Nothing else. He has nothing else to fall back on, bro.
What does it have to do with anything? What does it have to do with anything? Why are you going to Deion Sanders' son's page on Instagram and monitoring what the guy's kids are posting?
Weird.
Why are you doing that? What does what his kids are posting on social media have to do with what the coach is doing on the field? How are those two things even related?
They're not even correlate. They don't even correlate. What they post on social media does not correlate at all to what Deion Sanders is doing on the field or in the locker room coaching them boys. Because he's doing it right. They battle tested. 3 weeks, they won 3 different ways. They won in the shootout. They won dominating. The defense held them up until the offense got together, and then they just been resilient and won a comeback. Now they go into their biggest test of the year. Big underdogs. This is basically just like the TCU game. Big underdogs, 21-point underdogs, and we're gonna see what they could do now against probably the best team they faced all year. But that has nothing to do with his sons posted on social media. His son's grown as hell too at the end of the day. Now you're trying to take a different route and go off of the field because you have nothing to stand on, because you were totally 100% wrong. You wanted him to fail. He can't. He's not failing. He has already succeeded. He has turned Colorado into the hottest thing in sports. Deion Sanders did that. $9.3 million on a Colorado versus Colorado State. Come on now. Man, I'm out, man. This has been Who Is Hendo. Another video. Killing Jason Whitelock. He's a piece of shit. You already know that. I'm out. Peace.